Hello students, welcome to the biology online class. Students, we are discussing about chapter 1, that is crop production and management. Our today's topic of discussion is storage of food grains and animal husbandry. Storage of food grain is an equally important task as harvesting, because if the produce is not stored properly using appropriate measures, it may get spoiled or attacked by insects or rats or microorganisms, and in that case it creates a great loss for the farmers. The higher moisture content in food grains promotes the growth of fungus and molds on the storage grains, which damages them. The fresh food grains obtained by the harvesting of crops contain more moisture than required for their safe storage. So the food grains obtained by harvesting the crops are dried in the sunshine before storing to reduce their moisture. It is necessary to reduce the moisture content of grains before storing to prevent their spoilage during storage. This is because the higher moisture content in food grains promotes the growth of the uh, fungus and the molds on the stored grains, which damage them. Storage losses can be very high. Factors contributing to losses are biotic components such as fungi, mites, bacteria, insect, rodents, etc. Abiotic factors also may affect the storage, and they affect the storage losses, including these unfavorable temperatures, improper storage techniques, etc. It can cause the following things, which uh, make a loss to the farmer. Okay, so these are the degraded due to this improper storage practices. The following things can take place. So what are those? That is, they may be degraded quality of food, then poorly germinated seeds, a loss in weight of crops, and the discolored produce also can be take place. Okay, so that means in that way, that is, the harvesting crops get damaged. The farmers store the dried fruit grains at homes in metal bins and jute bags, okay, which is also known as the gunny bags. Dried neem leaves are used for storing food grains at home, because dried neem leaves help to uh, protect the grains from the uh, insects or the fungus. Okay, so that is why in home generally the dried neem leaves are used to prevent the food grains. The government agencies like Food Corporation of India, in short it is known as FCI, buy grains from farmers on large scale and store it in big godowns so that it can be supplied throughout the country round the year. The large scale storage of food grains is done in two ways: in gunny bags and in grain silos. In case of gunny bags, it is the most common method of storing food grains on a large scale to fill them in the gunny bags. Here, the mouth of the gunny bags are tightly stitched and keep these gunny bags one over the other in big godowns. Pesticide solutions are sprayed on the stacked gunny bags in the godown from time to time to protect the grains from damage by pests during storage. The population of rats in the godowns is also controlled by killing them with rat poison and from time to time. Though a gunny bag is not an ideal container for food grains, but its greatest advantage is that food grains filled in gunny bags can be easily transported, okay, and distributed at various places. So this is the advantage of uh, using of the gunny bags for storage. In addition to the gunny bag method of storing food grains, the grain silos are also used for storing food grains on large scale. The grain silos are specially designed big and tall cylindrical structures. The grain silos have inbuilt arrangements for the protection of stored food grains from pests like insects and microorganisms. Now we will discuss about the animal husbandry, the branch of agriculture which deals with feeding, shelter, health and breakdown of domestic animals is called animal husbandry. The various practices necessary for raising animals for food and other purposes are proper feeding of animals, proper shelter for animals. We should prevent and cure the animals from different types of diseases and proper breeding of animals. Though we get most of our food from crop plants, animals also provide us food. The food provided by animals consists milk, eggs and meat. The food obtained from animal is very rich in proteins. In fact, animal food provides certain proteins which are not present in plant foods. Most of the food obtained from animals also contain a good amount of fat, but it contains very little amount of carbohydrate. Animal food, however, contains minerals and vitamins. The food obtained from animal is more expensive than that obtained from plant sources. The animal which provide us food are mainly of two types. It is milk yielding animals, which is also known as the milch animals, and the second type is the meat and egg yielding animals. The example of milk yielding animals or milch animals are cow, buffalo and goat. Children, all of you know that milk is a perfect natural diet. Milk and its products like butter, ghee, curd and cheese are highly nutritious food. Animals like sheep and goats are commonly used as source of meat in our diet. There are some birds which provide us both meat and eggs for our food, such birds are called poultry birds. As for example, you can mention about the chicken, duck, turkey, this type of birds. The example of egg yielding animals are chicken, hen, duck, etc. Honey is another nutritious food which is obtained from animals. Actually, it is obtained from a type of insects which is known as honeybees. Fish is an important source of animal food. It is rich in protein and highly nutritious and easily digestible food. Fish liver oil is rich in vitamin A and vitamin D. So these are the different types of food which we get from the animals. So children, today this much. In the next class we will discuss about the some question answer from this chapter. Okay. Students, you have to read the topic from your book. Thank you all. Stay safe.